Ah, delusional. Isn't that just a beautiful little word? It rolls off their tongue like some sweet little poison, doesn't it? Delusional. Crazy. Insane. Oh, how easily they throw it at you. But let's step back for a second, shall we? Let's think about it. Why do they do that? Why is it so easy for them to call you delusional when you simply see things they can't? It's almost poetic, really. The way they'll mock you for believing in something bigger than their tiny little worlds. The way they'll laugh, oh, how they laugh, when you dare to think differently. They need to mock you, don't they? They need to reduce your reality, shrink it into something manageable, something they can understand. Because if they can label you as crazy, as delusional, then they don't have to face the truth, you see. You've heard the whispers, haven't you? The sideways glances, the backhanded comments. They call you delusional for daring to dream, for daring to question the rules they've been fed their whole lives. But let's get real for a moment. Who's the real delusional one here? You, with your ideas, your vision, your future? Or them, stuck in their mindless routine, clinging to the comfort of the same old lies they've always been told? You see, there's something beautiful about being labeled delusional. It's almost as if they're giving you permission to break free. Oh, you're delusional? Well then, I guess I don't have to play by your rules, do I? You've always been different. Always had that feeling, that itch in the back of your mind. You see beyond the veil. You see what others can't, and that terrifies them. Why? Because it challenges everything they believe in. It shatters their comfortable little world. Think about it. What are they really afraid of? Truth? Change? No, it's not that simple. They're afraid of being wrong. They're afraid of what it means. If you're right, if you are, in fact, seeing something they've failed to even consider. That's the beauty of it, the chaos. Because in their eyes, your truth isn't just a different perspective. It's a threat to their reality. And so, they do what they always do. They try to silence you. They dismiss you. Delusional. But the funny thing is, oh, the delicious irony of it all. They don't realize they're playing right into your hands. Every time they call you delusional, they're sealing their own fate. Because they're too blind to see what you see. They're too stuck in their safe little world to realize that what you're telling them is inevitable. They say the world's a machine, don't they? A predictable, controllable thing. People think they've figured it out, that they can predict the future, understand the rules of the game. They think it's all about following the steps, making the right choices, staying in line. But you're the glitch in the system. You're the one who can see the cracks, the imperfections, the ones who know that the machine doesn't run as smoothly as they want to believe. And that's when they start calling you delusional. It's easier for them to believe that you're crazy than face the possibility that the system is broken. So they laugh. They laugh and mock. They call you delusional, and they believe it. They believe it because it gives them comfort. It gives them the illusion of control. And control? Control is the one thing they desperately need to cling to in a world that makes less and less sense every day. But here's the fun part. The part that makes this whole charade so delicious. You weren't delusional. You were just ahead of them. Oh yes, that's the rub, isn't it? You saw something they couldn't. You knew something they didn't. The same world they thought was so predictable, so neat and tidy. It was always about to fall apart. You knew it. You could feel it in your bones, deep inside, like a slow-burning fuse. And now? Oh, now? Now they're starting to see it, aren't they? You were right, all along. Everything you warned them about, everything you saw, it's all starting to happen, piece by piece. Bit by bit, the world they thought they understood is unraveling. You saw the cracks before anyone else even noticed. The walls were crumbling. You warned them. You predicted it. And now, as everything you said begins to unfold, they're left standing there, staring in shock, wondering how they could have been so blind. And that's the moment they realize. It's the moment they start to question everything they've ever believed in. The moment they realize you weren't the crazy one. And they hate you for it. You've become the reflection of everything they don't want to see. And it terrifies them. Because they know, deep down, that they're the delusional ones. They're the ones who couldn't see the bigger picture. They're the ones who spent all their time in the comfort of their little boxes, afraid to look beyond the walls they built around themselves. But you were always standing on the outside, watching, waiting. And now, as the pieces of your vision come to life, they can't stop it. They can't put the pieces back together. The puzzle's already been solved, and they were too busy laughing to see it. So what happens now? What do you do when they finally start to see the truth? You don't stop. No, you just keep going. You keep moving forward, even as they try to catch up. You keep showing them what's real, no matter how much they resist. Because you know that's how this works. And here's the real trick. The thing that will make their heads spin. Because the world hasn't even begun to change yet. This is just the beginning. The fun is just getting started. You see, once you've shattered their illusions, once they start to see the world through your eyes, they can't go back. They'll be stuck in their own heads, fighting the truth. But you'll be moving forward. You'll be shaping the future. You'll be the one in control. And now, they'll follow. They'll follow you. Because they have no choice. And they'll wonder how they were so blind, how they ever doubted you. But by then, it won't matter. You'll be unstoppable. There's something uniquely terrifying about watching people slowly wake up to the truth. It's not the truth itself that scares them. No. It's the moment of realization. That moment when they realize they've been wrong all along. That yes, you were right. And they, so desperately, tried to ignore it. But now they can't escape it. They can't pretend they didn't hear it, didn't see it. It's too late. You've probably noticed it, haven't you? The way they start to behave when things start to go south. They act like they didn't hear you, like your warnings were nothing more than a nuisance, a fleeting thought. But the cracks are widening now, and as much as they try to run from it, they can't help but look back. Can't help but wonder if, maybe, just maybe, you were the one who had the right idea from the start. So what happens next? They start rethinking everything they once held as truth. Their perfect little world, their neat little boxes of certainty are starting to unravel at the seams. Oh, but the real beauty of this moment, the true dark art of it, is that they can't blame anyone but themselves. You were just the messenger. You showed them the cracks. You painted the picture they refused to see. But the message, the reality, was always theirs to face. And now, they have to live with it. Because now they know. But that's the thing about people. They'll never fully admit they were wrong. Oh no, they won't just say it out loud. They can't. Their pride, it's fragile. The thought of being wrong, of accepting that they were fooled, that's too much for them to swallow. So they double down. They start making excuses. They start shifting the blame. But deep down, they know. They know they've been caught in their own lies. And here's where it gets fascinating. Here's where it gets beautiful. When they realize they were wrong and there's no way out, something shifts inside them. It's a shift they can't control. They become hungry. Hungry for redemption. Hungry for validation. Hungry to find a way to fix what they've ignored for so long. They know they've missed the train, but maybe, just maybe, if they can follow you, if they can hitch their wagon to your success, they'll salvage something. Something. Anything. So they come to you. Oh yes, they come crawling. They ask questions. They want to know how you did it, how you saw it, how you knew. It's almost pathetic, isn't it? Watching them scramble for answers, trying to piece together a reality that slipped from their grasp the moment they refused to listen. But here's where things get really interesting. You're no longer the outsider. No, you've graduated. You've moved past the need for approval. You've transcended the point of explaining yourself. They've already seen the future unfolding in front of them. The train's gone, the ship has sailed, and they're standing at the shore, watching you leave them behind. But they can't stay silent. They'll demand answers. And here's the thing. They want validation, not wisdom. They want to believe they were always on the right track, that their failure wasn't a choice, but an unfortunate accident. That's the paradox, isn't it? They want you to explain your genius to them, but they refuse to understand it. Because if they truly understood how you saw the world, how you saw beyond the veil, they would have to admit that they were nothing but slaves to the system, trapped in their comfort, their delusion. And that's too much for their fragile egos to bear. But oh, how they try to piece it all together, the pieces of a puzzle that should have been theirs to solve. They try to mimic you, copy your moves. They think that by following you, they can bypass the years of hard work, the mistakes, the sacrifices you've made to reach this point. But they can't. They're too late. You've already become what they wanted to be, what they thought they could be. And it's funny, isn't it? They used to laugh at your ideas. They used to call you crazy, delusional, because they couldn't see the bigger picture. They never took the time to step outside their comfort zones, to think outside the box. And now they're desperate to figure out what you knew all along. They'll follow you. Oh yes, they'll follow you, but only because they have no choice. It's the only option they have left. They can't just sit there in their own failure, watching you soar, knowing they were the ones who held themselves back. And as they follow, they start to realize the truth. They'll never catch up. They'll never have the vision you had. They'll never experience the clarity, the ability to see through the fog of their confusion. They'll never know the feeling of walking through the storm with their eyes wide open, knowing what's ahead when everyone else is still stumbling in the dark. No, They'll always be one step behind, chasing shadows, trying to put together pieces that no longer fit. And that's the beautiful irony of it all, isn't it? You gave them the truth. You showed them the way. But now, they'll spend the rest of their lives following, never truly understanding what you understood from the start. And as they trail behind, you'll be free. Free from their expectations, free from their limitations, free from the noise that used to hold you back. Oh, the beauty of being right, of seeing it all unfold. It's the sweetest kind of vengeance, isn't it? Watching them chase their own tails, thinking they're catching up to you. They'll never catch up. They can't. You're too far ahead, and the game is already over. But here's where it gets truly delicious. While they scramble to follow your every move, you can see the world from a higher vantage point. You're already looking at the next move. You're already planning your next step, because you knew all along that the truth wasn't just about the past, it was always about the future. The future you saw while they were too busy clinging to their old, broken illusions. And the thing is, they'll never know what you're about to do next. They'll never see you coming, because in their eyes, you've already won. But what they don't realize is that you haven't stopped yet. The game has only just begun. They thought they could break you. They thought they could silence you with their laughter, their mockery, their arrogance. They believed their comfort zones, their little spheres of certainty, would shield them from the raw truth you were carrying. But now they see what you knew all along. They see the cracks in their own fragile world, and it's too late for them. It's too late for them to reach you. But what happens when the world starts to realize it's you who holds the answers? What happens when the truth you were ridiculed for, the path you were laughed off of, becomes the only path worth walking? That's the crossroads, isn't it? The point where the entire world comes to you, pleading for what you knew, begging for the vision you once offered, the clarity you refused to let go of. But they won't understand it. They never will. And in that moment of reckoning, you find yourself in a position most people can't fathom. Power. You were always meant to carry this burden, weren't you? This weight, this understanding of the world's true nature. People have always underestimated you, have always dismissed you as mad, as delusional. But now that you stand at the summit, above it all, they come to you, the ones who mocked you, the ones who ignored you, the ones who rejected your truth. They seek validation. They need you now. But the cruel part of it is this: validation is the one thing they'll never get from you. Because to you, it was never about proving anything to anyone. It was always about knowing. It was always about understanding that the world isn't kind. It doesn't reward the weak, the complacent, the ones who stay in their cages. No, the world rewards the one who dares to step outside, who dares to look into the darkness and say, I see it for what it is, and I will walk through it. And you've walked through that darkness, haven't you? Every step, every choice you made brought you here. This is your moment. This is where the delusional ones, those who once thought they could define you, are now faced with the reality you predicted. But you don't stop here. Not for them. No, they'll continue to struggle, continue to flail around in the sea of confusion they've built for themselves. They'll scramble to claim a piece of what you have now, a piece of the certainty you've gained, but they'll always be too far behind. And that's the greatest tragedy, isn't it? The way people fight to claim what was never theirs to take. They want your success without understanding the price you paid. They want your clarity without the years of pain, the nights of doubt, the endless grind that forged the person standing before them now. They want to believe it was easy. They want to believe that they could have done it too, that they could have been like you, had they just known the right things. But the truth is that they could have never known. They could have never walked this path. They could never bear the weight of the knowledge you carry because they have too much ego, too much pride, too much fear. Fear of what they would lose if they stepped outside of the familiar. Fear of being wrong. Fear of being caught in the storm. Fear of not knowing how to make it out. They'll always be slaves to their own insecurities, chained to the versions of themselves they were too afraid to shed. And you? You've shed every layer. You've stripped away every comfort, every excuse. You walked into the fire, knowing it would burn, but knowing it was the only way to be reborn. You saw the world for what it truly is, a place where survival is earned, not given, where only those who dare to challenge the rules, who dare to go against the tide, ever get to rise above. And rise you did. But now, they think they can just follow you. Just like that. They think that because they've seen your path, because they've witnessed your success, they can walk it too. But they don't realize the truth. They'll never walk the same path you did. They'll never feel the raw fire of transformation the way you did. They'll never experience the pain, the self-doubt, the fear that came with each step. They'll only see the finish line. They'll only see the reward. And here's the most brutal part. They'll never fully understand it. They'll only see the results. And when they try to imitate you, they will fail. They will always fail. Because the essence of your success isn't something that can be replicated. It's something that was forged within you. It's the sum of all the moments where you chose to walk when everyone else was too afraid to move. It's in every choice that cut through the lies and illusions the world fed you. You were never meant to be understood by those who are too scared to take the leap. They'll watch, and they'll keep watching, forever chasing after a shadow of what you've become. They'll think they can catch you, but the truth is, they won't even be able to get close. They can't grasp what you have now, because what you have isn't something you can get. What you have is something you became. You are the truth they once denied. You are the reality they tried to run from. And when they finally understand that, when they finally realize that they missed the chance to walk beside you, to understand you, to learn from you, well, that's when the real madness begins. Because they will always wonder, what if I had listened? What if I had followed? What if I had known then what I know now? But it's too late. The game is over. You've won. And they'll never be able to catch up.